turned off our heater. Like they completely disconnected the unit because we were having an issue where the thermostat was set to 70, 75, whatever, 70 degrees, whatever it was set to. The thermostat was set to a certain temp, but it wasn't getting to that temp. I would come in here and it'd be 60 degrees in here, 61 degrees in here, so on and so forth. But even though the thermostat was set to 70, 71, etc. So we had this issue. So we called in the guy to come fix the heater. Guy comes in, climbs up on the roof. Once he gets on the roof, he says, hey, there's an issue. You've got a big, thick, multiple inch chunk of ice on the unit. And so that's what's keeping it from being able to function the way that it's supposed to function, et cetera, et cetera. And he says, so what we're going to have to do is basically we got to let that thaw out. But if it thaws out while the unit's spinning, then a big chunk of ice is going to fall down in the unit. It's going to break the unit completely. We're going to have to replace the whole unit. Whole thing's going to be screwed up. He's like, so we just have to turn the power off on the entire unit, which in my office, there's 2 units, right? One on one side of the office, one on the other side. So I'm like, we're going to turn off the heater. It's 8 degrees outside or whatever. What is the temperature today? It is 7 degrees currently. Right now, it's 7 degrees outside. Feels like 7. So it's 7 degrees outside. We're turning off the heater. He's like, yeah. I'm like, this is crazy. So I come in this morning expecting it to be cold, but it's not. Like the whole office is 70 degrees. So explain to me how when we had 2 heaters, we couldn't get up to 70 degrees. But now that we turned the heater off and it's 7 degrees outside, we're at 70 degrees. Crazy. Good morning and welcome to the #1 morning show in America. I am your host, Glenn Lundy. Husband to 1, father to 9, author, speaker, and the founder of 800%.life. It's 5:30 a.m. and it's time to rise and grind. Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you, my friend? How are you, my friend? Dude, today is Thursday. That's right, today is Thursday, January 29th, 2026. And what's crazy is today is the very first and the very last time it'll ever be Thursday, January 29th. How you doing, Arlene? Today is the very first and the very last time it'll ever be Thursday, January 29th, 2026. So I want to make sure we make the absolute most, and I do mean the absolute most of this absolutely incredible day. Do me a favor right out the gate. Facebook's doing its thing. Make sure you tag your friends. Let everybody know where they're at, especially the people that you're used to seeing in here. I know that they are trying to find the show this morning and maybe struggling to do so. So tag your friends. I would greatly appreciate it. Tag some folks that have never been here before, too. That would be great. Listen, it has been a busy week. Very productive week. We are prepping for NADA. So NADA is the National Automobile Dealer Association Conference, the biggest automotive conference every year. There will be tens of thousands of people from the automotive industry that'll be at this particular event. It's a big deal. You really got to plan it out. If you don't plan it out, you'll go out there and you'll just waste a bunch of time. So it's been a big week. We've been prepping for NADA. We have been prepping for our talks. We're going to be giving 2 different talks at NADA. So I was selected to be a speaker, and Sam Cox was selected to be a speaker as well. So on Tuesday, starting at 12 o'clock, Sam's going to do his keynote from 12 to 12:45, and then I'll be keynoting from 1:15 to 2 o'clock. So we're very excited. I think we're the only people that have 2 people from the same company that are going to be speaking. So we've been prepping for NADA, prepping for our talks. We have been dealing with lots of ice and snow here in Kentucky. Basically, most of the businesses have been shut down. They started opening yesterday, and I think people are getting back on track today. I did get an email from my gym. My gym is officially going to be open today. It's been closed since Saturday. So it's been a busy week. prepping for NADA, prepping for our talks, dealing with all of the ICE and the closings of all of these businesses. We've also been implementing our new workout routines and making sure to get all of those things handled. For those of you that are in the Morning 5 app, don't forget to go in here and get your points. You're going to be able to use your points in the store here in the next few weeks to be able to get some 800% Club gear. If you can't wait to get some 800% gear, you can go to 800%.life right now and go to our store. We actually have a limited edition 800% shirt that is out for the month of February. So you can go to 800%.life. You can go and grab yourself a shirt over there. I've got some of those right here, actually. These shirts right here. So they're red and pink are the colors for the Valentine month, right? So these are super cool. Go grab yourself one. Go to Glenn Lundy or 800%.life. You can get you one. Anyways, that is a side note. So we launch of the new app. We've been working on that and our new morning routines. Also the new Facebook group. We've been working on that, which has been amazing. Basically been keeping myself and others going between the app and the page, connecting with our members, bringing people together, equipping them with the tools they need to succeed, inspiring them to be great. Then, of course, there's our social media content. I don't know if you guys knew this or not, but between all of our different channels, we post 4 times 5, so whatever that is. We post anywhere from 20 to 25 different posts every single day, not including our stories. That's just picture posts, video posts, so on and so forth. So we got lots of different content that is going out, our social content, and then we have our new members. We have new members in 800% Club that we are doing launches with and building relationships with and helping people to get wins. And then, of course, there's all the AI stuff that we're keeping up with and doing everything in our power to make sure that we're implementing it in our businesses, as well as teaching other people how to implement AI in their businesses. And then, of course, there's this thing called Kids that I have 9 of. So been a very busy week with the kids, especially with everything kind of being on lockdown and them having to be kind of stuck in the house. And so lots of different things with the kids, which has been fun in a lot of ways, right? There's been some fulfillment, there's been joy, there's been laughter, there's been other kids that have been over at our house, because that's kind of the place where all the kids go. They hang out over at the Lundys. So on top of keeping myself and others going, on top of prepping for NADA, on top of dealing with the ICE, on top of the businesses that were closed, on top of implementing the workout routines, on top of all the social content that we put out, on top of the app, on top of prepping for the keynote, on top of the new Facebook group that we've launched, on top of new members in 800% Club and building those relationships. On top of that, of course, there's my spouse, making sure that she's in a good spot and she has everything that she needs. And then there's the money moves that we have to make as far as different investments and money moves and making sure our tax strategies are in place and so on and so forth. And then you got birthdays, right? We got employee birthdays that are going on. We got another employee that's in the process of making a baby so that she can have that baby have a birthday at some point. Then there's the books that I am reading, one that I need, it's not here, one that I'm working on. There's the books that I'm reading. There's this thing that I'm studying so I can make sure the NADA $1 Million Handbook that was written back in the 70s, 1975 to 1985. I've been studying through that so that I can have a full understanding of where in the auto industry we are stuck like dinosaurs and how we can get out of it, right? There's the books, there's the videos, there's the growth, there's the partnerships, okay? Now, there's all of these things, and this is like just this week, right? This is just this week that we've been just laying all the things, right? There's been some big deals that we've closed this week. There's this show. Don't forget that part. There's this show right here, right? There's this show every single day, 5:30 a.m. Eastern, writing the show, building the show, delivering the show, right? It's an hour and a half process every single day. just to deliver this show, right? And here we are in a new year, new you, as we talked about, which I kind of disagree with. It's not new year, new you. It's new year, same you, but better. But ultimately, it's a lot. And if we stretch all these things out over time, right? If we stretch all these different things out over time, all these different daily decisions, if we stretch it out over time, it starts to all compound. We get this compound interest, for lack of a better word, and it makes it all worth it. You know? Like each powerful daily decision is deeply rooted, deeply connected to the previous one. Does that make sense? Like, don't lose sight of that. If I decide to go to the gym today, day 29 straight for the year, if I decide to go to the gym today, I'm not 3,500 days like Don Sankey, but you can't get to 3,500 days or whatever Don Sankey's at until you get past day 29. You see, Don Sankey's been to the gym 3,000 times in a row, 3,000 days in a row, or whatever the number is. But that's the compound that we see now. We see the physical specimen that he is. We see the health that he walks with. We see the streak that he's on. We see the final product, right? But that was each day, it was a decision he made, a decision of what hotels to stay in when he travels, a decision of what gym works best for him, a decision of what time he's going to make it happen. And every single day he has to make decisions in order that ultimately compound and become that big thing at the end. You see, each decision you're making every day is either increasing your momentum or destroying it. I watched this video yesterday from my friend Grant Cardone. I want to share it with you real quick. Check this out.
Hey, big heads up. Got some buddies on the plane with us. Fran and Dawson, myself playing.
It's been good knowing everybody.
Yeah, so heads up. We literally just left Vegas. I don't even know if I should post this video, okay, actually, but I'm probably gonna. But we just got a notice. Pilot came back to me. We rerouted to Miami because we had a signal pop up that says there's a potential if we landed in Tampa and if it didn't reboot the signal that we wouldn't be able to continue our trip to Miami. So we rerouted to Miami because I got Brandon and his teams doing a big 360 tomorrow with, 400 or 500 people. So I said, okay, let's go to Miami. And then an hour later, the pilot comes back to me and says, okay, we got another signal. The signal this time, this is not even funny. Brandon's over here laughing. I don't know what he's laughing about. The brakes on the right side of the plane, I'm going to call Elena before I drop this video. The brakes on the right side of the plane might be in failure. So just want to tell you, this is just a heads up video, guys, in case. I always wanted to, dude, if I had one last message, I'd want to get it out. Look, I have had a fucking unbelievable life, okay? Unbelievable. And I mean, if we went down today, I'm telling you, as I sit here right this second, knowing that's a possibility, I would be like, you know what? I lived a great life, dude. I had great partners, great friends, great wife, great kids. I did some great shit. I went for it. Probably didn't get exactly where I wanted to get in life, didn't achieve all the things I wanted to achieve, but I would have zero regrets, okay? Now, my daughter doesn't even know this is going on. She's in the back of the plane right now.
Now, he continues, and obviously they're safe and so on and so forth. When you're on a private, you actually technically don't need brakes on a plane like that. You can land with enough runway. You can hit the thrusters, but that's not the point. The point is what he said, and he goes on, he goes to the back, his daughter's back there. He continues to share a message. I won't go into all of it. But my question is, can you say what he just said? Can you say what he just said? Can you honestly, in your last potential moments, right? Again, not really, but let's just say you're you're in your last moments, you're in a scary situation, can you say, I've got no regrets? Can you say, I've lived an absolutely amazing life? Can you say, I have amazing partners, amazing family, amazing friends? Like, if you were facing your last minute, can you say that? If the answer is yes, amazing. Amazing. You're doing it. Congratulations. If the answer is no, like me, if you're like me and the answer is no, like, I know I've lived like a good life. Don't get me wrong. I've got some good partners, got some good friends, but I can't say I don't have any regrets, and I can't say that like I feel like I've done all the things that I'm supposed to do. I'm not there yet. So if the answer is yes, then amazing. Congratulations. Like, that's awesome. Keep doing what you're doing. If the answer is no, then you and I need we need a plan to get to that level. You know what I'm saying? Like, we need a game plan, because every decision made today ultimately compounds and leads us to that potential future, that moment, because we're all going to have that moment. You, me, every one of us, we are all going to have that moment. That last message moment. And so I want to talk more about that. We're in this new series here, and I don't think we're having any time to do any dancing this morning. Well, we can't not do it. Let's go. All right, here we go. All right. Come on, get your body in motion. We got to go quick today, though. We got a lot to cover. All right? All right, check it out. Hey, for those of you that know, those of you that don't know, this is the part of the show where I need you to hit that share button. Okay? Hit the share button. Do it. I believe if we can change the way people start their day, it'll make a massive impact on this planet. Sometimes all it takes to change the way somebody starts their day is for you, yes, you, to hit that share button. This is also the part of the show where I want to say good morning to you, and I want you to say good morning to me. Whether you're watching live or you're watching on replay, say what's up, and I'll say what's up back. Regina Fleming, good morning. Regina says she can. She's living an amazing life with room to grow. Not perfect, but blessed. I'm blessed too, Regina. No doubt about that. John Sauer, good morning to you. Thank you for being here. Will Ramsey's in the building. Mike Larkin's in the building. Marilyn Wilkin, good morning. Samantha Baker, thank you for being here this morning. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. I'm not done yet, but I'm blown away with what I've done. Let's go. Mike Strong's in the building. Spencer Nicholson, good morning. Robin Wilshans, good morning. Sarah Green, good morning. Great to see you. Trisha Rue, Tara Hope, Maria Lynn is in the building. Marcus Ellis, what up? Luis Grafton, Nonis is in the building. Great to see you. Melvin Rodriguez, thanks for being here. Marilyn Wilkin, life hack is I share it everywhere when I first get here so I can dance. There you go. Wes Storm is in the building. Will Ramsey's in the building. Patricia Frudenberg, good morning to you, Patricia Frudenberg. Don Sankey is in the building. Rich Pintrick, good morning, Rich Pintrick. Good morning, Tony Thorstad. Good morning, Bill Harrison, which I love your social media content. You be cracking me up, dude. Tabitha Wells is in the building. Good morning, Tabitha Wells. Roberta Rose Haycraft, thanks for being here. Jeremy Nolling, my man, thank you for being here this morning, and thanks for setting some time with me. I look forward to seeing you out at NADA. Valerie Stone is in the building. Michael Barrett is in the building. A bunch of folks up in here. Angela Hastings is in the building as well. Thank you guys so much for being here. I greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate it. And we are going to continue to dive right in. We're in this series, game. I always wanted to say it wrong. Hold on. Game day plan. There it is right there. We're in this series, Game Day Plan, and we've been breaking down. You've got the Super Bowl coming up here in a couple weeks. You've got the Super Bowl coming up in 2 Sundays. And in that Super Bowl, obviously, there's going to be a game plan, right? And we've been looking at this strategy of planning. We've been looking at it and how we can apply it into our lives, right? Every NFL team comes into the game with a plan. But here's what's interesting. Here's what's interesting. The greatest coaches, AKA the greatest leaders, they don't just plan, they also have the ability to adapt. It's a plan with adaptation. A plan with the ability to pivot. It's a plan with some guardrails, yet multiple lanes. You got flexibilities. You see, the difference between the NFL teams that all come out with a plan and the ones that end up in the Super Bowls is the great teams start the game with a plan, and then they come out of halftime with a better one. You see, the great teams figure something out halfway through the game. When they go back to the locker room and they have the conversation and they analyze the film and they look at what's going on and they figure out how to pivot and they figure out how to adjust, and then they come back out in the second half, and that's where they win the game. Because here's the truth, man. No matter how good your plan is, this thing called life will punch you in the freaking mouth. Many of us have heard Mike Tyson say this. He's like, yo, everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the mouth. Life can do some punching, can it not? Life be life, and nothing punches harder than life. Nothing punches harder than life. As I was writing this morning, I thought about it. I was like, oh, okay, wait, I think I get this. If we're going as far as writing the plan, that's kind of like being an amateur. But being able to adjust in real time, that's what's elite. You see, in sports, you have the amateur league and then you have the pros. What's the difference? Well, a lot of us can start. But how we react when we get punched in the mouth, being able to adjust in real time, that's the difference between where I am right now and that plane that I want to be on 15 years from now. That level of peace, knowing, no regrets. I laid it all on the line. I did it all. I did everything that I could as hard as I could. Great partners, great relationships. I've achieved amazing, incredible things. Like, I'm trying to do this thing elite, not amateur. I don't know about you. So listen, it's interesting. Most people think planning is like a one-time event, right? You set a New Year's goal at the beginning of the year. You build a business plan. You're like, here's the business plan. I got it all put together. You create your vision board. You're like, oh, I got the vision board going. And then, interestingly enough, you act shocked when reality doesn't just all of a sudden cooperate with the vision. You act shocked when, hey, I mapped this whole thing out, but it never actually happened. Oh, you go back to your, it's 2027. You go back to the beginning of 2026. You're like, oh, we said we were going to do X, Y, Z, but we didn't actually do any of those things. And that's because no NFL coach in the world, no good one anyway, walks into halftime and says, let's just keep doing exactly what we planned on day one. No. The plan is the starting point, and then the adjustments are how championships are actually won. Like, if you think about some of the greatest football games of all time, right? Some of the greatest football games of all time, they were won in the locker room at halftime. The Patriots came back on the Falcons in the Super Bowl. They were down 28-3 with 2 minutes and 12 seconds left in the third quarter. They were down 28-3 and came back and won 34-28. The Seahawks dominate in the second half. They have all season, right? There are always these teams that they flip the coverage, they change their schemes, they change the offensive tempo. They're like, okay, we're going to go at a different speed now. We're going to do things a little bit differently. They change personnel packages. Okay, I want you to go to the left and you go to the right. Before you were going to the right and you were going to the left. Now we're going to move this. What's interesting and what I think is fascinating, and I think the lesson that we should all take, is they don't panic when they're down 28-3. They analyze, they adjust, and then they execute. Too many of us, too many of the me's and the you's in the world, we panic. We're like, oh, shoot, this is not panning out exactly the way I wanted to pan it out. No, dude, you can't freaking panic. You can't be like, it's not working. What do you mean it's not working? If God gave you a vision to create something, you are a creator. That means it will at some point work. Your path to success might be what's jacked up. It's not the goal. It's not the target. It's not the vision. It's not the dream. That's not what's wrong. That's perfect. It's perfect. It's just your path, bro. Your lack of execution on the path. Your lack of like, this is what I'm freaking doing. You feel me? You got to analyze, you got to adjust, you got to execute. Listen, the 1% of the world, as I've studied more and more successful human beings, and I'm doing everything in my power more and more to apply this in my life. The 1% do not wait till the end of the year to review performance. They do not wait till the end of the month to review performance. They do not wait until the end of the quarter to review performance. They review performance every single day. Every day, in real time. What's happening right now? Not what happened yesterday, not what happened last week, not what happened last month. What's happening right stinking now? Average companies that don't reach the high levels, like average companies, they review things quarterly, maybe annually, or they don't even review them at all, right? And the same is true for sports teams, and the same is true in this thing called life. Dude, we have got to be looking at these things every single day. Like, we cannot improve what you refuse to inspect. Maybe there's issues with your faith right now. Dude, you got to inspect that. You got to analyze that. You got to figure out how you're going to execute to change that. Maybe there's issues with your spouse or your kids right now. You've got to inspect that. You've got to analyze that. And then you've got to figure out how you're going to execute to change that. Maybe there's issues with your career. Maybe there's issues with your health. Maybe there's issues with your finances. Maybe there's issues in your or with your mental health. Whatever it is, dude, you have got to analyze. Look at the data. And then we got to freaking execute a new plant, dude. You got punched in the mouth. Great. Lick your lips off. Suck up a little bit of blood. Suck it up, buttercup, as they say. Rub some freaking dirt on it and let's go. But don't just keep doing the same thing. Don't keep walking into the same damn punch. Look, some of you just need a halftime in your day. You just need to take a moment in the middle of the day and you need to ask yourself some really powerful questions. You need to say, hey, what's working? Great question. What's working? Let's do more of that. What's not working? Okay, what's not working? Let's do less of that. When am I losing energy? Why am I losing energy? What needs to change this afternoon from what happened this morning so that I can make sure I get the result that I came out here to freaking get? You see, most people don't adjust. They just simply endure. They're like, oh, well, this sucks, but, oh, well, this sucks, but, this relationship sucks, but, we're in this deep. We've come this far. This job sucks, but we're in this deep. We've come this far. Well, yeah, I meant to do it today. I didn't, but it's like 3:00 in the afternoon. You're like, yeah, I told myself I was going to do something this morning, and I didn't do it. I'll just deal with this regret of me sucking, and I'll do it tomorrow. That's just that you're just enduring, dude. No, man. Don't endure anymore. You deserve more than that. Make the adjustment, dude. You got punched in the mouth. Cool. We all get punched in the mouth. Adjust. Great coaches, great business people, people that are freaking crushing it at life. Like when I'm around Grant, dude, every hour he's getting a report. Every hour he's getting a revenue report. Every single hour. How much did I do in online sales? How much did I do in merch sales? How much did I do in classes, courses? What did we do in Cardone Capital? Like he's getting a report every single freaking hour, dude. And then he's picking up the phone. He's making adjustments. Hey, this isn't working. Hey, we need to change this. Hey, let's try this now. Boom, 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 boom. Right? It's nuts. But this is what great businesses and people do with their life, man. They're making adjustments all day, every day. They're looking at the KPIs. They're looking at their scorecards. They're having the meetings they need to have. They've got their dashboards set up. They are reviewing their processes all day. They're not doing all of these things to micromanage. They're doing all of these things to freaking win. In any area of the 8 pillars of life, faith, fitness, family, finances, friends, career, mental health, education, in any of those areas, if you're not reviewing them, it's basically like a football team that doesn't have a halftime locker room session. Like, do you expect that team to just keep playing the same scheme through all 4 quarters when they're getting beat 28-3? No, bro. Maybe you get halfway through the day and you're not accomplishing the things you said you were going to accomplish. Maybe there's a scheduling issue. Maybe your schedule is broken. Somebody the other day was talking about their calendars not talking to each other. Take the time to get that freaking fixed, bro. I think it was my friend Maria. It's like, Maria, get your calendar fixed. That's so freaking important. Don't just endure that pain. Fix it. Stop. Pause. Take a break. Lock in for an hour, 2 hours, 4 hours, 10 hours, however long it takes to get it freaking fixed. I'm telling you, man, you and me for too long in our lives, we've just been enduring the BS that is not taking us to the freaking finish line. You got to stop. I have to stop. There are areas of my life where I've done this and I'm better. I'm better now, but I'm not there. Not there. So maybe it's that your schedule's broken. Maybe your priorities are upside down. Maybe your health is slipping and you know it and you're not doing a dang thing about it. Maybe there's dynamics within your family that you know are freaking jacked up and you need to get to work on, dude. But like whatever it is, your leadership style, maybe it's not landing. I don't know, but dude, you have a choice. You can ignore it or you can adjust it. That's it. Like greatness is not about being stubborn. It's about being responsive. And I get it, man. Adjustments, they require humility. They require you saying, I was wrong. This isn't working. We need to change. But here's the truth. And this truth might hurt just a little bit. But here's the truth. Most people would rather protect their ego than their results. You see, it's pride that keeps people consistent. But it's adaptability that makes people champions. So listen, your first plan, your morning routine, all of those things, that's what's going to get you in the game. But it's the adjustments you make throughout the day, monitoring things in real time, your energy levels, your conversations, your productivity, right? Your purposeful work. Those adjustments are ultimately what's going to win the game. So if I were to sum this up in 3 sentences, I would say you plan in the morning, you adjust at halftime, and then you execute in the 4th quarter. And you do that Monday, and then you do that Tuesday, and then you do that Wednesday, and then you do that Thursday, and then you do that Friday, and then you do that Saturday, and then you do that Sunday, and then you do that in May, and then you do that in September, and then you do that in your 20s, and then you do that in your 30s, and you do that in your 50s, and you do that in your 70s, and you do that in your 90s, and you get this compound effect that ultimately lands you wherever it is you're trying to go. It ultimately lands you feeling fulfilled and purposeful and having joy and being able to sit in the last moments of your life and say, no regrets. Laid it all on the field. No regrets. Ladies and gentlemen, that's your show for today. I'm going to go hang out on Clubhouse. We'll talk about this a little bit more. The gym is open, which I'm excited about. I've been working out at the house, but I'm going to go hit the gym right now and get my workout in. If you want to come join us, there's an app called Clubhouse. We have a room called Breakfast with Champions. It's where you can come in, you can ask questions, we can discuss what came up for you, so on and so forth. Happy birthday, Laura. Happy birthday. Come join us over on Clubhouse if you'd like. Otherwise, I'll be back here again tomorrow morning, 5:30 a.m. We'll do it all over again. And I just want to finish by saying, my name's Glenn, and I'm your friend. And it's because I love you. Because I love you that I share these truths with you. See, you are a child of God, the God of the universe, the God that made everything. And that God made you to be the best version of yourself you can possibly be. Not an average version, not a below average version, not even a little bit above, but the absolute best. So my name's Glenn, I'm your friend, and I'm going to tell you the truth. Let's go. It's time. Stop enduring. No more enduring. If it's time for a pivot, then let's freaking pivot. If you need to adjust, then let's freaking adjust. You've got impact to make. Fair? All right, see you tomorrow.